So we're going to finish the 11-3 area of circles and sectors. We're going to do the sectors portion, which if you flip your notes, starts on the second page. You take out your orange formula sheet. The formula for sectors is right here. X over 360 times pi r squared. X is your degree measure of the angle because it's only a portion of the circle, and r is your radius like it was earlier. So what a sector is if you think of an entire pizza or a pie or a cake, anything round, a sector is just a piece of that. So like a piece of pizza or a piece of pie or a piece of cake. This formula is also listed right here on your formula sheet, x divided by 360 times pi r squared. That 360 is your entire circle, so the x is how much percent, what that degree measure is out of the entire 360. So let's get started. We're going to find the area of the shaded sector. So my area is 45 divided by 360 times pi. My radius is 3 squared. So in my calculator, I'm going to put it in just like that, parentheses. 45 divided by 360 pi. My radius was 3 squared. And I get about 3.5. And since it's feet, it'll be feet squared. Pretty simple. Let's look at the next one. The next one is 148. So area is 148 out of 360 times pi 6 squared. (148) divided by 360 pi 6 squared, and we get 46.5. And it's meters. So in order to find what your units is, make sure you look at your radius. The last one's a little tricky because it's telling me that the unshaded portion is 20. But I want to know what the degree measure of the shaded is. So like I said earlier, the entire thing is 360. If this little portion is 20, I'm going to do 360 minus that 20 and get 340 degrees. And that's the degree that I'm going to use. Say my radius was 7. We get about 145.4. So there's 3 more on the next page. I think you should try those on your own. I'm going to go ahead and flip. Maybe pause the video and try those on our own. So the next one, my area is going to be 15 over 360 times pi 120 squared. Oops. And I get 52 point, I'm gonna round that up to 0.4. Again, they give you the unshaded. So if it's 36, I'm going to do 360 minus 36 to get the whole thing. And the whole thing will be 324. So 324 is the number I'm going to use. And I get 282.7. And the last one, I have 88. Divided by 360, pi 7.5 squared, and it's 43.2. Here are the last three to check. All right, the last problem. So for our party, Samantha wants to have finger sandwiches. She cuts sandwiches into circles. If she cuts each circle into 3 congruent pieces, what is the area of each piece? So like I said earlier, the entire thing is 360. I want to divide that by 3 because she cut it into 3 congruent parts. So what that means is each portion is 120 degrees. So each of these angles is 120 degrees. So when I want to find my area, I'm going to find one piece. I'm going to do 120 as my x and 2.5 as my radius. So area equals 120 out of 360 times pi, my radius is 2.5 squared. If I wanted to find the area of 2 pieces, I would make it 240 and keep everything else the same. So your answer is about 6.5. All right. If I gave you a similar problem with pizza and I told you that there was 8 slices, you would take 360 divided by 8, and then I'd have to give you the radius. So it's a fun way to find out if your slice of pizza has more area than someone else's. All right, we are all done.